Hi friends, and welcome to a new digital plan with me video. I thought it was about time to do another digital plan with me. My previous video was a physical plan with me, so I'm just thinking about to switch things up here and there on the channel every now and then. Maybe do a physical plan with me every now and then and a digital plan with me now and then. I'm just very curious what you guys would prefer the most, because obviously I am kind of doing this for myself because I love to do it, but I mean, it would be nice to get some audience. So I'm very curious to hear what you guys prefer. Do you like to see these videos? I'm always trying to use different kits in my digital planner than I'm using in my physical planner. As also with this Linner Designs printable kit. This is actually an exclusive art kit from her shop. And I believe with all her kits, she also makes them as printables, which I absolutely love, especially since she does so many printable exclusive, not printable, but exclusive art sets. And I just love it that I'm also able to get those. And this kit specifically is for my birthday because this is my birthday week. It was my birthday on Monday, which was April 20. It was not that exciting, I had to say. I turned 29. You guys, I've been waiting a long time to finally say 29. And I'm curious if anyone recognizes what I'm saying, 29. That's from New Girl. New Girl is my all-time favorite TV show. It's my comforting show. Every time when I'm feeling down, I put it on. Every time when I want to laugh, I put it on. I recently started watching it with my boyfriend. And at the beginning he was like, nah, I'm not gonna watch that because he really thought it was going to be such a girly show, because obviously it's called New Girl, but you guys, it is not a girly show. It is literally fun for anyone to watch. I love it so much. So ever when I believe I was 15 or something when I started watching New Girl. Is that even possible? I don't even know how long it is ago that they uploaded it, or that it went live or something. And I just waited that whole period in my life to finally say 29. And when I started watching it, it felt like so far away. And look at me now, it is here. The day has come. And I even posted it on my Instagram because I just was so excited. So that is what is happening this week. I was off on Monday. I took a day off from work because we went on a little weekend away here in the Netherlands, just me and my boyfriend, to the south of the Netherlands. That was the previous week, and this Monday we arrived back because we had 2 house visits that Monday, and I obviously also wanted to see my family and his family. But yeah, for the rest, nothing really special. I mean, it was really nice to go away with each other. I was really thinking he was going to propose. Am I really going to say this on the internet? I guess I am. I was just thinking, maybe it will happen, But obviously, when you're just too excited and when you're too focused on it, maybe finally happens. It didn't happen, but that's okay, guys. That's okay, because the great news is not this week, but I think 2 weeks later, we finally bought a house. I really didn't think that it would be going this fast, because I believe we started looking for houses 2 months ago. And that is not so long, in my opinion, because over here in the Netherlands, and I think that probably in a lot of other countries in the world, there is a short amount of houses. Is that how you say it? And the houses that are available are just crazy expensive. And I do have to say that the house that we bought we could afford, but it's difficult. I'm not gonna lie. It's really difficult. And we bought a house that we completely need to renovate, and not just a little bit. No, every inch of the bloody house is gonna be renovated. Everything is just gonna be different. This week we had 3 house visits, and it was not the house that we decided on putting an offer out. I believe this Monday we also had on my actual birthday, we had a house that we put an offer out on, but the owner was actually the son of the man who was living there. He just had a really high offer. For us, we needed to offer like crazy amount of money that wasn't worth the house, because he just made himself, he just thought himself rich with the house. And we put the offer out that was realistic for us, and it didn't got accepted. And even that offer was too expensive for what the actual house was. And he didn't accept our offer. And then now we just thought, okay, we will just continue looking, because the amount that he is asking for this house is just absolutely crazy. So we're not going to do that. So the real estate guy said, okay, you're the first on the list, so if anything happens, we will give you a call. And we just continued looking, and then we found our house that we have bought and did an offer. It immediately got accepted, and we thought, okay, then this is just going to be the house. This is going to be our house. And then I believe a month later, we got a call. Okay, guys, the owner has lowered his price, and now is the price that you had the offer you made. I'm sorry, English, you guys know, is difficult for me. So I'm hoping I'm making any sense. So he lowered his price to the price that we had as an offer. And we were like, what the heck, dude? Now we have already bought the other house. But I thought, no, I'm not going to do it just because, like, now my ego starts talking. Like, I don't even want to give you the house anymore, because you should have given us it in the first place, So yeah, it was a little bit of a journey, but as I said, the house that we have bought now, we are getting the keys for next week, and I'm so excited. But we are really going to take our time. I spoke about this in a previous video, but my boyfriend is a constructor. Thank you, Sherry, for letting me know. And that the good thing about that is that we are able, I'm saying we, but mainly he is able to do everything himself. And I'm definitely going to help, guys. I'm definitely going to help, because I can, nothing is wrong with me hands, so I will just help. Even though I really like to be in my feminine energy, but all right, I am going to help, definitely. And everything just needs to happen. So it's going to take us a long, long time. And since we obviously also need to work, and it's not an option for my boyfriend to stop working now for a couple months to focus on our house, because then there will be no money coming in, Oh my God, I'm already starting with the day by day. But I'm almost done with rambling. So we're just going to take our time. And we will just see how long it's going to take. We have no pressure on leaving very soon in our current apartment that we're renting. So that's really nice. So yeah, that's some very exciting news that I couldn't wait for you guys to hear. And I was very excited for you to tell you. But yeah, on Monday, it was April 20th, and it was my birthday. So, of course, I had to mark that, and I'm using a decoration bit from the kit. When I was working with this kit, I came to the conclusion that this might be a birthday for children kit. I'm not really sure, but I love it so much. And I decided to do some color blocking, which is just my favorite thing to do in both my planners. And I think that all the colors, I just found a perfect match with our color palette from my shop, Olive Digitals. I think that all the olive and all the characters and all the icons just match so good to this spread. So I'm very happy with how this turned out. I'm even so happy with how it turned out that I'm thinking I'm going to do this in my actual planner next year, because I just love how the color blocking turned out. So on Monday, we drove back from the south of the Netherlands back to our home. We stopped by my sister-in-law and my little niece to drop off some cake. And then we had a house visit. Oh no, we had 2 house visits. And one of them was the house that I was telling you about with the offer that wasn't accepted. I mean, he was just a piece of shit, wasn't he? Like, if he just accepted our offer, it would have been done for him now. So yeah, bad for him, but at least we got a good house now, so bye-bye. And then later in the evening, we just had some cake at our place with my parents and my boyfriend parent and his parents and his sister and brother-in-law and nephew, because we have a niece on my side and we have a nephew on his side. And then on Tuesday, it was time to go back to work again. And I actually had to go away for work for, was it 2 days? Yeah, it was for 2 days. I had to go to the east of the Netherlands. And sometimes when I have to go away for work, I spend a couple nights there, because I have some appointments over there in the east of the Netherlands. And for me, with one of my clients, that's a 3-hour drive. So if I'm going there 3 hours, I have my appointment. I have probably another appointment around there. And then I go back, that's 3 hours. And my work day is 8 hours. So that would be already be 6 hours of driving only. So I sometimes decide to stay over there and in a hotel or a little B&B. And this evening I was staying at a little B&B, which was really nice because it was on the countryside. I was a little bit scared, because sometimes you hear those crazy stories that a girl got kidnapped or raped or something. I'm overthinking way too much. I don't know why I'm saying this, but I was a little bit scared, like I'm just a lonely woman on the other side of the country, staying in a B&B that's very in the middle of nowhere. Things could happen, So I came to the conclusion that I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to stay at a very big hotel where people can see me and people can hear me. But that's just my anxiety, I guess. So I had to take a long drive. I believe this was a 2.5-hour drive. And then I just had to work all day. I had a really nice work day. And I had to check in the B&B. And then I had dinner all by myself. So this is a thing that I now have to do, obviously, since I'm going away for work. And since I was staying at the little B&B, I didn't had the option to have room service. So I had to go a little bit out of my comfort zone and have dinner all by myself. And I have to say, people are really looking at me. They do. But I remember that I had a really good dinner there. So I was really enjoying myself. At the East in the Netherlands, they have some really good dinners. So it was the second time that I did this, and it was fine, I think every now and then it's really good for yourself to step a little bit out of your comfort zone. So with my job, that is actually what is happening right now. And I'm proud of myself for doing that. And then I finished the night by sleeping or staying in my bed and reading. I'm saying read Lila, but it is a Lila Sage book. But the title is just really long, so I just decided to say I read Lila. But it was the Between Dusk and Dawn or something. Like the little cowboy romance from Lila Sage. I have been in my cowboy area, you guys. I have been obsessed with Ella Langley. You know what I mean. I'm just putting her songs on repeat every time I step in the car. And I just love to read cowboy romances. I spoke about this in a previous video, but I loved Yellowstone. And I was just thinking maybe in my previous life I was a cowboy. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I'm just joking, guys. I probably wasn't. But it just makes me feel, like the cowboy things. So I love to read a good cowboy romance, but I've read the entire Lila Sage range. I read the entire Elsie Silver range. And so what happens now? I have no idea. I don't really see a lot of cowboy romances that have caught my eye. So if you have a good recommendation on a good cowboy, not necessarily a romance, but like a book with cowboys in it, or like on a ranch, I would love that. You can definitely let me know. So on Wednesday, I went working again in the East. I just woke up, had some breakfast, and I went to a client. I believe I had 3 appointments that day, and with my last appointment, it was really spontaneous. I decided to take a long walk with one of my clients, and it was, I believe, the second time that I saw her, and the first time I already thought, oh, you're such a nice woman, And she's a little bit older. She is going to her retirement. She's thinking about, okay, Britt, what can I do now? And I just really connect with her. Sometimes you have those people in your life that you're, just connecting. I remember when I was working in the salon, I also had a really close, I'm not going to say relationship, but like a bond with one of my clients. And she was in her 70s. And I just always laughed with her so much. And I believe that Jantje, the woman that I was walking with this day, she's late 50s, I believe. And I just we just had a 1.5 hour walk in the sun, and she just showed me around. And it was just lovely in the landscape that was there on the more countryside. I loved it, yeah. And then I went to the garden center, and I also stopped by the bookstore. That's always what I like to do. Since I'm just traveling around the country, I always like to check out all the different bookstores in the country. And then I had dinner by myself again, but I don't really remember this one, so it must not have been that good. And then on Thursday, I had one long appointment. I had to do a training in a salon, so that took the entire day. And then I drove back home, and I believe that this was a 3-hour long drive. So that's a long time. So when I came home, I'm just making a little heart here over the little baby girl, because she looks like my niece so much. That's just my niece, like an elf, dressed like an elf. That's just literally my niece. Only my niece is not standing yet. But do you see the little fat rolls on the baby? Like, that is just my niece. She is so chubby and I love her. That period when a baby just doesn't walk yet and she just eats and she just gets fat a little. But it's just a baby fat, and it's just the softest fat in the entire world. And I can just bite it and squeeze it, and I just love it so much. So I obviously had to use this baby girl because it's just my niece. Okay, so me and my boyfriend just had a nice dinner together, and we just had chats. We always catch up when we have dinner together. And I had to do some olive work again, because I am really trying to release new things in the shop almost every week. Again, I'm not want to put a lot of pressure on myself and forcing me to do it every week, but I'm just doing whenever I can. And I've been doing pretty well. I need to knock some bloody wood for that. Oh, there's nothing around me. Because I would really like to continue at this pace, but again, I don't really want to force myself. But I believe I've been releasing new things at least 3 times a month. I'm really happy with that. And we just released some very cute summer releases. So I will link my shop down below so you can have a look, because I think that the summer releases have been so cute, and I really like the color palette. I even like the color palette so much, I decided to do a doodle and an olive sample sheet with our olive or doodle classics, like olive on the laptop, doing the laundry, doing a workout, reading, etc. Just to use in my summer spreads, because I think that summer colors were a little bit more difficult to match with the color palette that I originally have in my shop, because it's just really bright in summer and I love it, don't get me wrong, but we didn't really had a lot of options, I believe, in our usual color palette. So I really wanted to make an extra color palette, and I'm very happy that I did. I got some really good feedback around about it, so I'm very happy with that. So on Friday, I went to the gym, I did some laundry, and I cleaned the house. And then over here, we had another house visit with in a house that was in the same street as one of our really close friends. He is a really close friend of my boyfriend, but that was not our house. We immediately knew when we walked in, nah, this is not our house. And it was also in a really busy street, so that's just not for me. I like my peace, I like my quiet, so we didn't even put our offer out on that house. And then I just did some olive working again. And then on Saturday, I started my day with working on the shop. And then I had a hair appointment. I go to the hair salon every month, every 4 weeks. I have curls, you guys. And I think that when I'm not doing, or I'm not having them cut, and you have those dead ends or split ends, it doesn't curl so good. So that's one of the reasons why I go to the hairdresser quite a lot, because then it's just sitting at its best. And I'm using a Carly icon from Carly Plans. I love to use this for marking my hair appointments. And I love it that she also offers printables. So it's just really easy to use her printables in a digital planner as well. You just save the PNG file and you can upload it through your camera roll. And then you can easily cut it here in GoodNotes. And then I did some groceries, and then we watched the movie Catch Me If You Can, which is a really good movie if you haven't watched it. It's with Leonardo DiCaprio. I believe it was the second time that I saw it, but it was a really long time ago when I saw it the first time. And it's such a good movie. It's quite entertaining. And then I read Lila again. I believe I'm reading 2 books a month right now. I'm currently having a little break from work. I'm having 2 weeks off, so I'm hoping to get some more reading done. And I've been really enjoying reading again. And if you have some good recommendations about a book, definitely let me know. I am reading almost everything. Currently, I'm more leaning towards a thriller, which is a crazy thing for me to say, because I'm such a weak, scared baby girl, Like, when I'm reading something scary, I don't even want to go to the toilet in the evening, But I've been quite enjoying the thrillers. I think that I have my eye on a Lisa Jewell book right now. And I'm reading a book which is something called Sally Diamond, which I'm quite enjoying. It's like how do you say that? Not a physical thriller, a psychological thriller, something like that. But okay, let's go back to the plans. On Sunday, I went to the gym. I'm doing quite well, if I say so myself. And because I was out of it for a little bit, I did some laundry. We decided to clean the house together. That's what we sometimes do, because then it just goes 10 times faster. And then we had tea at my parents'. I try to see my parents every week if I can. That's just what I prefer. And then I did some olive work, and then I watched Married at First Sight. I believe this was the Australian version. If you have not watched Australian version, Married at First Sight, the last season was mental. A little bit of bullying, which I did not like at all, but I really enjoyed watching the show because it was just a good distraction from reality. That's just why I like to watch those shows. I've been watching the current show Love Island UK, but I'm not really feeling that one, I have to say. But if you like Love Island, you might like Married at First Sight as well, and especially the Australian one, 2026. Darling, you're in for a treat. So yeah, that was this spread. Again, I love this spread so much. I'm very happy with how it turned out. I'm convinced I need to do this as my next year planner spread in my physical planner. So yeah, my loves, I really hope you're doing well. I didn't even ask. I'm so sorry. And thank you so much for watching. And I will see you next time. Bye bye.